Hello, citizens of the verse. This is a beginner's guide to help provide information about the Stanton system and the various places that you can visit within it. Just as a general disclaimer, all this information pertains to the 2.6 build and is subject to change once the 3.0 update becomes available. Hopefully, this should help new players avoid the same embarrassment that I went through when I first started playing the game. Not everything is going to be immediately apparent to you, and sometimes it can be embarrassing to have to ask. So I thought that a video like this could be an invaluable reference for new players. Now, back when I first started playing, I wasn't even aware the P was located in the Stanton system, or even anywhere in the star map for that matter. I was under the impression that it was kind of a generic sandbox that we were playing in while we waited for them to finish working on the Terra system, which was originally going to be the first system that was scheduled to go into production. It wasn't until someone casually mentioned something about the Stanton system during one of the various shows that they put on that I picked up the reference and decided to look it up on the star map. Much to my surprise, there it all was, right there in front of me. Crusader, Alisar, the ICC probe, Corvalex, Correa, Cryastro, the Comrays, and Grimhex. If you're new to the game and haven't seen the star map, I would highly recommend checking it out and looking up the Stanton system. It helps to give you a feeling of context within the greater scale of the expansive universe and lends an appreciation as to the immense size of not only this system but for the scope of the game that they're creating. For me, it also helps to add a new degree of perspective to the quantum jumps that we're currently performing in the game. Some of which had previously felt like huge leaps, but after looking at the map shows just how small of a distance they actually cover, especially when compared to the massive journeys we'll eventually be undertaking just to get from one planet to another. Let's start with accessing the star map, which is located here on the RSI webpage. Click on the option that's labeled Star Citizen. The second option in the middle menu is the star map. Click on that and choose windowed mode or full screen. You can find Stanton in a number of different ways, but I find that the easiest one is to hold the right mouse button and drag the screen to the left till Stanton appears. Left click to zoom the camera in on an overview of the entire system. The left mouse button rotates the view and the right mouse button allows you to scroll across the screen. You can left click on any point of interest to zoom in on it even further. This right here is the entirety of the 2.6 game system as we know it. As big as the game world can feel at times, it's still nothing more than a drop in the bucket compared to what's coming. The 3.0 update is going to add the ability to land on moons surrounding Crusader as well as the protoplanet Delmar, and with it the landing zone Levski, which I believe is going to be located in the Aeron Halo asteroid belt. Future updates will add the planets in one at a time as well as a landing zone for each one and their own individual moons to act as additional points of interest for you to visit. And each one of these planetary additions will end up doubling the size of what we currently have to explore. The scope of the Stanton system alone is going to be huge. The simple addition of landing on moons is going to divide up the player base so thin that once it goes live, the only way that you're going to encounter another player is to party up with them or to go to a point of interest that's been specifically designed as a focal point to draw players in. This is Port Alisar. It's the place where new players and lawful players alike will wake up upon entering the game. This is also where you'll respawn after being killed as long as you retain a lawful reputation. There are a few shops dotting Alisar's interior where you can buy weapons, different armor types, and a change of civilian clothes, but its main function is to act as a spawn point for you and your ship. Upon waking up, you'll head down to this area to call your ship and then head off to the appropriate landing zone to pick it up. I've always used this tapestry as a guide to see where I need to go. Landing pads 1 through 4 are this way, and pads 5 through 8 are this way. The entire station is covered by an armistice zone, meaning that your weapons will not become active till after you've gotten a certain distance away from it. An indicator at the top of the screen will appear to let you know when you've cleared the zone. The Comrays are a series of listening posts that are set up around Crusader. Pirates shut them down with an avid frequency in order to avoid detection. Your job will be to go into each one and turn them back on again. They're almost always guarded by a Nine-Tails pirate that will spawn in and attack as soon as you approach. The more lawful ships you arrive with on scene, the more Nine-Tails will arrive to defend it. It's fun to show up with a huge fleet of ships and attack it all at once. You enter here, and follow the marker that will lead you to the button that you need to push in order to turn the array back on again. Careful when pressing the button, it's easy to accidentally press it a second time, which will turn the array off and instantly add 1 level to your criminal status. The criminal status will have 5 levels to it, and once you reach level 5, you are labeled as a public enemy, and other non-criminal players will be given the mission to kill you. The Corvalex shipping hub is the only non-combat orientated mission currently available in the game. The entrance is located at the front of the structure, and you'll have to EVA out of your ship in order to enter it. After navigating through a maze of corridors, you'll eventually find your way to the evidence that your client is looking for. There are a few hidden things scattered amongst the dimly lit corridors and temporarily locked doors for you to find, if you feel like taking the extra time and doing a little exploring. Although the mission has no combat to it, this location has slowly started to become a mini Korea, where pirates tend to hang out and attack people as they try to enter or leave the structure. Griefers have also made it a habit to destroy ships while they're docked outside as players inside perform the mission. It should be noted there are 2 different endings to this mission depending on what evidence you find within it. Try and see if you can find them both. The ICC probe is run by Tessa Bannister.
Hi, welcome to the neighborhood. Second class junior cartographer Tessa Bannister reporting in.
Thank you, Tessa. This is the most quest-giver-esque based series of missions currently available in the game. If you accept the ICC mission and fly to the probe, Tessa will greet you and give you a secondary location to check out. There are 9 missions in total. Be careful though, this location is notorious for attracting public enemies, which are pirates who have reached a level 5 criminal status, and tend to camp the area and attack unsuspecting ships who come looking for new missions to undertake. The Cryastro station is where you can refuel, repair your ship, and resupply your depleted stock of spent ordnance. In the 2.6 build, you can always respawn your ship back at Alisar and instantly gain back all of your lost expenditures for free, but in 3.0 that's not going to be an option, so it's best not to get too used to that crutch. One thing to watch out for when respawning your ship is occasionally the one that you're calling up will not be available. This will also despawn the ship that you were previously using, leaving you high and dry for the time being. In the end, if you have the credits, it's best just to visit the Cryastro station and resupply there rather than risking not getting the ship that you want and possibly losing the ship that you have. Grimhex is the second spawn point in the Stanton system and reserved for those who have acquired a criminal status. This is where pirates spawn at when they started the game and when they respawn after being killed. It's located in the asteroid ring of Yella and can be quite difficult to find if you don't know where to look. If you have a criminal rating, it'll come up as an instantly accessible jump point for you. Inside Grimhex are 2 unique shops that provide clothing and armor types that can't be found anywhere else in the game, and is a must visit for the well-stocked fashionista. Security Port Korea provides an opportunity for players to flip their pirate status back to normal, which will allow you to respawn back at Alisar instead of Grimhex. For the most part, this station is turned into a PvP section of the game. Quite often groups of people will hang out here and attack any ship that enters the area. If that didn't make it difficult enough to get inside, there's also a mission provided for lawful characters who have achieved Defender status to patrol the inside, keeping others from hacking the system and regaining back their lawful status. Hacking the computer only drops your criminal status by 1 level per hack and can take some time to become completely removed if you're already a public enemy. You can just wait, and over time your criminal status will drop back to normal, but this process will take exponentially longer the higher your criminal status is. That's it for the 2.6 tour of the Stanton system. Thank you for using the Law Travel Guide. Remember to keep all food trays in their upright locked position as you leave the video. Please remember to subscribe to be made aware of when new content becomes available, and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy what you've seen. It really helps the channel out. Thank you very much, take care, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.